Yes, Your Majesties. I may address you. Your Majesties, at your crown tournament, you placed a charge of forgery on Baron Bartel Fitz Neel. Yes.
Oh, Bob.
Surely not no.
In due course, I, Darian Le Breton, Master of the Order of the Laurel, Master Money, have examined his work most closely. I have found that it is of the utmost quality. His skill is at the top. Not only this, but Bart is also an excellent teacher. He has taught many people throughout this kingdom, across the known world. He's traveled. He also has done research that no one in the SCA has done before. He is an expert of the metal content of coins and gone to great lengths to broaden our knowledge in these ways. In these ways and more, I believe that he is indeed capable of this most heinous crime of forgery. Although, I must admit, I did not see any exact copies or forgeries in his the collection of his coins. He has these skills. I would say he is capable of being a master moneyer. If Bart is a master moneyer, then he must be a member of the Order of the Laurel. There is no other way. Therefore, with your permission, Your Majesties, I would beg a boon to elevate Bartel Fitz Neel to the most noble order.
Your Majesties call forth their most noble order of the laurel.
Masters and mistresses of the laurel, we have a man who stands accused of crime. And he stands accused of being worthy of being in the world. We would ask that as tradition dictates, he be judged by his accusers, and we impanel you to sit as a jury and bear witness to these proceedings. Please.
Yes, Your Majesties.
You have spoken to me back in the office of prosecutor.
It would be my pleasure, Your Majesties.
Bring forth the accused.
Their Majesties call forth Baron Bartel Fitz Neel.
As he is not fettered, you stand ready should he choose to flee his sentence. Thank you, sir. Is there a man who would speak in defense of this gentleman?
I would speak in his defense.
Come forward, then. Baron Bartel, you sit, Neel, accused of two crimes, one of forgery, and one of being worthy of being a lord.
That's a crime? Little did they know it was a crime.
As to the crime of forgery, as a moneyer and a member of said guild, have your oath. I will.
No. I just get the...
You are found guilty of the aforementioned crimes. You shall swear that you be true to your sovereign lord, the king, and lady, the queen, and to their heirs, kings and queens of Northshield. You shall be a good and true brother unto the companions of the Order of the Laurel, whereof you are now a full brother admitted. You shall not from henceforth withstand nor disobey the summons of the order, without reasonable excuse to be had to the contrary. You shall not discover the lawful counsels of said order and mystery that should be kept secret within yourself. You shall not use these customly any unlawful things that should be against good conversation and honest conditions. That is to say, you shall be no common rioter, a common dice player, common night walker, nor use the company of untrue jurors. You shall bring your apprentices before the order and present the indentures to be made. You shall not entice nor withdraw any man's apprentice till that reasonable departing be made between master and servant. All these points and above articles, specified and rehearsed, as much as in you, you shall well and truly keep and observe to your power.
I get we absolve you of crime or forgery. Here you're accused, so you're standing as a
First witness.
Is there a royal peer to attest to Baron Bartel's nobility?
Aye, your majesties. As an ancient crone, I am certain that you will hear my plea and know that after years of experience, I have seen the work that this man does. I have told him that he is worthy. I have told him that he is my peer. I have told him, and now I tell you, and your majesties. However, while he stands accused of being a laurel, and I must attest that this is true, I must protest against the charge of forgery, because, as your majesties know, it is an ancient right of the royals of the known world, but especially of Northshield, to appoint whoever they wish to be their master moneyer. And I happened to find this beautiful scroll behind my pavilion one night at Radegunds, and I knew that this had to be the case, that he had been appointed by one of your ancient and very dead predecessors. If I might read this to the populace, your majesties. Unto all who receive these letters, be it known that we, insert name of king and or queen here, do hereby, yea verily, to whom it may concern, to wit, that we think that Bart is a real pal and a good guy, and should be able to practice his art without let or hindrance and unencumbered by petty kingdom regulations. And should have this right in perpetuity and forever and so on. Love, Mom. The Queen. As
to both charges, this speaks very well.
I've never heard that.
Oh, interesting.
Certainly original. And the scribe did sign it on the back.
Anonymous. Is there another royal peer to speak at this trial?
Majesty, I have this something before here. Apparently, I will be giving testimony for the prosecution.
Oh.
You have called me mouthpiece and seriously.
I seek your testimony as to Bart.
Before this goes any further, you and I have an arrangement. That prior matter is forgotten about, correct?
I suppose.
Because I've got testimony on Bart up here. But it goes away.
What agreements you have outside of this is not my concern at this time.
Okay, yeah, I know Barto. 20 years back, I came from Storton. We all know this. We all know how I was. We know how the situation was. It's okay. One day we're we're down here at the Lonely Towers. I look out back and there's Bardo. Ping, ping, ping. My boys say, hey, what's up with this? We go and we take a look and there's Bardo laying back there. And he's doing things with metal that I have never seen before. And I look at it and I realize that this is an art that cannot go unused. I asked Bardo, hey Bardo, what you want for this? Bardo says, it's my art. I will not take money for it. I said, I can help you with that. So yeah, I took the money. And it was good. It was so good that the moneyers throughout the land had to change the way they did business. And I come back to Bardo and I'm like, Bardo, do you want some of this? You're helping us out. No, I'm good. It's my art. My art. Okay. That's the way he wants to play on all that. It got so good sometimes that they had to go into their own mints and make little imperfections to differentiate those between what we're given and what they're not given. And I come back and I thought, hey, Bardo, hey, what's up with this? He's like, oh! And the next thing I know, there they are with the little same imperfections. Those were the days. So yeah, I'll tell them, Bardo's good. He's real good. And you know what? He's a mensch. He is a stand-up man. You have my word on that. Is there anything else?
I think not. No prior matters.
Thank you. Hey, we're set, right?
Is there a member of chivalry to speak in this trial?
There is. Hi. Coming over the capsule. At your feet.
Please.
I can tell you he's guilty of many things. Guilty of beating me at one-on-one combat. Sorry. That was true. That's very true. Bringing new students that he was training to other places so they can be authorized and continue their training. Being a marshal out in my area, helping out, continuing the martial activities. All of these things, yes, he is guilty of.
Your Majesty, may I ask a few questions?
Please.
Court's defense. So, Sir Katsuo, what other evidence would you bring to Bart's defense as someone who's a master moneyer or so accused?
If we were to examine these coins in finer detail, we would probably notice that his maker marks on this. Therefore, if you were to counterfeit the coins, it'd be very obvious who had done it. So I think that'd be very foolish to do so. Therefore, I would assume that any bright person, no offense, Bart, would not do this. And in fact, when you see him make his coins, the craftsmanship and the care that he takes with it is far past anybody else's.
What other facts could you bring forth to further prove his case?
I find it hard to believe that since he is the source of the billet, that he would want to make fraudulent coins, considering everybody would know the source, and the fact that his name and craftsmanship is more likely worth a lot more than the actual raw material.
What can you give us that would speak to his credibility, that he's actually credible?
And two reasons.
Friends like us.
He has a long history of being conscribed by the royals of the known world to create coins. Therefore, that screams credibility to me. Not to mention, he's a whole person, and if you would elaborate on that.
A whole person. In what ways do you mean that?
He hasn't lost an ear or anything like that.
That's true. That's true because the punishment for counterfeiters and fake moneys is to have their right ear, their right hand, and their right hand cut off. And as far as we can tell, at least for the ear and the hand, they're all still there. Is there anything else you would like to add, Sir Katsuo?
Yes.
Please, no more evidence.
Yeah.
This may be offensive, Your Majesty. If you were to question his honor, in turn you would question mine. I would defend his honor as my own. And... thanks. Therefore, I would in turn stand in his place to defend him against you yourself, Your Majesty.
Let us hope for your sake, Katsuo. It's a correct verdict. Sir.
What?
Is there a companion of the Order of the Pelican to speak in this trial?
I could speak both to the question of whether he is a forger, as well as to the question as to whether he is immoral. Although I do not believe they are the same answer. As to whether he does forgeries, I am not sure how a fellow of the Moneyers Guild who is tasked with making the originals can in fact be making fakes when there are the originals. Like I said, if he's making the only ones there are, I'm not sure how they can be forgeries. And there are others who are making them, but he doesn't take credit for those. He's clear. Whenever anybody says, well, who made these? If somebody else does, he points them in that direction really fast. And if he doesn't have to take credit, he won't.
So there's a conspiracy then?
I haven't wanted around to say that.
There's a conspiracy.
I could go.
It sounds like it.
But as to whether he is moral, and I speak as a pelican and therefore as to his service, this man's service is monumental. Whenever anything needs to be done, if he knows it needs to be done, not because somebody asked, but because he overheard someone say it needs to be done, he goes and does it. Or he finds someone who will go and do it. Or he will encourage other people to do things like, say, make a lot of site tokens that people will use for the next 2 decades. as schools. I think there is a limitless list of things that he does that shows that he is, in fact, worthy of this order.
Thank you.
Is there a member of the populace who wishes to speak in this trial?
I do. Your Highness. A while ago, I was given the order to tear for being the voice of reason. I know you'll find that hard to believe. This is what I would say before you all. That once upon a time, His Excellency Bartel and I were having a discussion that we should never do anything in the future to grab anyone's attention, especially the board of directors. I find that to be the truest of all words, that we should never do anything to grab the board of directors' attention. So with that, I would say this. Speak to us doesn't look like torment for you. Please, look at him with grace. Thank you very much.
Your Majesties, may I offer something in testimony as well?
Please.
First of all, as the defense attorney, it is a tough order, because if I defend him successfully, he will not be a laurel, which would be a crying shame. But I would offer this testimony actually from Baron Rothgar the Lucky, who sent this to me the other day via electronic courier. Bart will certainly be a good laurel because he is a man of his word. It may take him 8 years to deliver a Quran, but he does deliver. Say, where's my Arabic children's books? When he did his stint as private skippy, he was prohibited from having beer or liquor in his private space. So when questioned by the sergeant, he intoned that wine was not beer or liquor. The next week it was mead. then melomel, etc. Until the sergeant got tired of adding prohibited beverages to the list. So if the Laurels have rules to follow, you can expect them to be bent severely. So good luck on trying Bart for crimes against humanity. And we'll try to be there for him. And I would say this to the Order of the Laurel as you consider his sentence. Bart will not break the rules, but he will certainly explore all the ramifications and possibilities thereof. And I think he will bring a certain zest, shall I say, to the Order of the Laurel in the Kingdom of North Shield. Thank you, Your Majesties.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak at this time?
In the course of my investigation, I also spoke with moneyers across the known world. I've read letters from moneyers from a variety of kingdoms, most especially my good friend, Master Arian the Wanderer, member of the Order of the Laurel of King Montier, and also Master Emmerich of Wackerfell, member of the Order of the Laurel and the Order of the Pelican in the West. Master Emmerich is essentially the grandfather of moneying in the SCA. He was the first person who really started. Both of these men spoke very fondly of Barker's work. Seeing him start from humble beginnings and proceed and gain skill and research and enrich our community of moneyers across the world. He's been instrumental in developing new techniques for producing villain and experimenting with hardening of dyes and other esoteric arcane things I will not bore you with. But both of these men and others spoke greatly to his skill and qualities make him fit. Thank you.
Is there any other who wishes to speak?
Majesties, members of the jury, honorable representatives, I am the Honorable Lady Isabella Beatriz de la Rosa. I will actually speak on his behalf as well, most because he's entertaining, if nothing else. There has never been an event where I have gone, he has done some wonderful pointing or striking or metalworking where I have not been entertained. So I believe that not only does he have the skill and the desire to teach, but he's extraordinarily entertaining. So I hope that you will consider his case that he should be made of Laurel, for nothing else, but for being entertaining. Thank you.
Any other testimony to be given this day?
Bartel. Oh, sorry.
I know of no man of greater skill and ability in a wide variety of talents. A man who can easily forge anything on the planet. From text to coin. However, I know of no man on the planet who is as honorable, steadfast, and has as much humility as Bartel. That is why I think he should be.
One of the duties of the crown is to sit in judgment, to make decisions. It is a weighty one. It is one that we cannot share alone when we seek counsel. However, the final decision is ours. Having heard this testimony, good masters and mistresses, we are prepared to give a verdict. Understand, we are waiving the charge of forgery for the greater crime being worthy of the law. You may take what time you need.
There's 12 of us, so we're perfect.
Sure, we'll go. Masters and mistresses, are you prepared to give a verdict?
We got a question here. If See,
I'm pretty sure
you put
that
the
former
crime of
sovereigns
being
have
a moral.
absolved you of whatever crimes you may or may not have done.
Are we guilty of being moral?
Oh, absolutely.
What is being a moral of a crime?
I believe the term that you are guilty of being moral is accurate. As judge of this court, I will leave it at that.
We want to try with
Very
these.
solid man.
Right, yeah, we need the mellow, we need to test it.
Dinner. We're no longer criminals if we've served our time.
He needs to serve his time.
We've served our time. He needs to serve his time.
We're not done serving. We will tell you. We'll be very clear. We're all done.
Ankle monitor.
Before you render a verdict, Bart, having heard the testimony of these your peers, and a verdict that will be rendered by the same, are you willing to abide by this decision of this court?
I am.
Your verdict?
Give us the mellow.
Is there any no left?
Why?
We will hear your verdict.
Chairman, whatever you call it.
Your Majesty, it is the considered opinion of the Order of Laurel as gathered here that Bart is guilty of being a Laurel, so not yet recognized by your Majesty. We do not, however, find him guilty of a crime.
Having heard this testimony, you accept your sentence. I will. Have your oath as a voter.
I swear to you.
I here swear fealty to the crown of Norcia, to ever enrich the crown,
To be faithful and true.
to be faithful and true,
To love all that they love.
to love all that they love,
To shun all that they shun.
to shun all that they shun,
To
to remember
remember
courtesy and kindness,
to prize justice above personal gain.
to prize justice over personal gain,
To keep secret the counsel they entrust me.
to keep secret the counsel they entrust,
Nor knowingly disclose it to their
nor to knowingly disclose it to their harm,
To guide all who seek my talents and abilities. To guide all who seek my talents and abilities.
to guide all who seek my talents and abilities,
To diligently serve where needed.
to diligently serve where needed,
To light the way for all people.
to light the way for all people,
Hereby my honor, my hand, and my heart swear I.
hereby by my honor, my heart, my hands swear.
Know this part. Be a moral is to 80 seconds. However, we feel your shoulders are better. I have mercy upon your soul.
There a medallion? A medallion?
Is there a medallion? To mark this man for the sentence he is carrying out.
This is the Legacy Medallion of Laurel from Norcia. It was created by our first Norcia Laurel Danner, and the chain was woven by Giovanna. Then it went to Kadek, and then to Kainu, and then to Kevin, and to Ithne and Clarissa, then to Myron, on Angus, Elian, Simon, Ivan, Toshikagi, Edwin and Margaret, and to Nicolo, Juliana, Orla, to Petronella, and then to me. And now it falls to you to carry it on. pass it to the next.
Do all here, Morgan and Lusche, King and Queen of Northshield, do agree with wise counsel that Bartel Fitz Neel has for some time been displaying those attributes accustomed to be observed in companions of our skilled and respected order of excellence in the arts and sciences. Demonstration of superior talent at the art of minting coins and willingness to share knowledge thereof are notable and valued attributes. It has been remarked that this lord's step should be imitated, so that we further encourage to recognize him as a companion of the Order of the Laurel. He shall agree to observe the statutes, laws, privileges, and liberties of this noble order and not reveal its secrets. We also require that they will uphold the honor of our kingdom and that the counsel of the crown in all things lawful and honest. In return, this master of the laurel shall have and possess now and hereafter all honors, tokens, titles, burdens, and privileges afforded to one of such station, including those by arms by letters patent. Argent, a sheep rampant, to sinister sable within a border gules, which they may freely and without impediment carry with them both coming and going throughout the lands. Moreover, we will and decree that these things be known on the 17th day of August, AS 48, in our Shire of Radegunds Tower, be recorded by our heralds, so all that may know of this worthy accomplishment.
Northshield, I give you the newest one sentenced to serve as Lord.
Has the jury of his peers permitted
You may escort the condemned now.
Save some of the libations for the rest of us.
Thank you all for sitting in here.
Here closes the court.